I, Paul Gosar from Arizona.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Arizona rise?
I rise up for myself and 60 of my colleagues to object to the counting of the electoral ballots from Arizona.
I'm trying not to sigh. That was Representative Paul Gosar. Mere hours after January 6th attack, are we old enough to remember that? Calling for a rejection of the election results. And Gosar took it a step further. Representative Paul Gosar called the January 6th US Capitol rioters, quote, peaceful patriots, end quote, and said that Ashali Babbitt, the far-right rioter who was killed by Capitol Police that day, was executed. Yeah, we are not making this up. This is real life stuff. And now Gosar got a seat on the House Committee on Natural Resources where he previously served. Greene and Gosar were also among several GOP hardliners, which also include Boebert, Perry, added to the House Oversight Committee according to Republican sources. Malaika, we can't make this stuff up.
Yes, we cannot make this up at all. It is like we're watching a horror film. You called this a clown show. We're watching the movie It right now. This is, if you asked us where we would be as a country 10 years ago, even though we know the story of America, we know all the devastation and brutality, but the fact that we're seeing not even like a modicum of decorum whatsoever. Like even people who were promoting slavery weren't this out and about with it. You know, it was like, let's pretend that we're civil at least. But with the current Republican leadership that we have right now, Republican leaders, all bets are off. And that basically, you know, I would say that happened ever since Trump. When we allowed a racist, conspiracy theorist, Twitter reality show personality to become the president, we said that we're going to accept anybody. And by we, I really mean Republicans, but this country is just like, okay, we're really gonna go there. And so I think you just have a lot of Republicans who are competing for that same kind of shock and awe effect. And the problem with this is that we're unfortunately not getting to the real issues. So it's a clown show, it's also a sideshow because we have all kinds of, as you know, all kinds of economic devastation hitting everyday working class people in this country. You represent Ohio, you know, you have been in legislative government for so long, and you know the issues that are facing our people, Black folks, Latinos, working class white people. There's been a report right now that unionizing is the lowest it's ever been, despite all the kind of high profile efforts we've seen at Amazon or Starbucks, because people lost their jobs and they're coming back into temporary work. So we can't talk about that because we have to talk about this sideshow and it's scary, you know? And so we need to talk about it. But unfortunately, they are allowing us to not be able to deal with people's everyday material needs.
Yeah, true that. And the clown show is definitely a sideshow. That's exactly what it is. And then McCarthy has really gone as far as, he kicked some Democrats off of their committee because this, unfortunately, is what the two-party system has gotten us, this kind of duel between the people who have the power and what is left in the wake is, Malaika, exactly what you just said. The people get left behind. So McCarthy told the Associated Press that he would move to strip the trio of their assignments following through on a vow of payback. At least he's transparent about it for Democrats ousting Gosar and Greene from their panels during the last Congress. So he is going to move Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell, and Representative Omar from their committees. And he said, hey, clearly, I just want you folks to know what you're dealing with. This is in fact revenge. McCarthy is normalizing lies and hatred with these committee assignments, but he doesn't care because this is about power, power and more power, power, power for the sake of power, not power to be in service to the people. He has given people who are unfit to lead the type of power and they have no business having it. And on the flip side, Democrats did not invest in House races in New York and in Oregon, shame on you, Democratic Party, and failed to push through the progressive candidates who would not have let this slide. In other words, the neoliberal Democrats spent more time amassing and raising money to mess with progressive champions than they did protecting the flank and trying to ensure that they held on to the House of Representatives. So maybe the clown show, in Malaika's words, would not be the side show. Yeah, a lot of responsibility.